And we are live. What's going on, guys? It's Ricky with TechBud Solutions. I hope that you guys are all having an amazing Wednesday. I'm too excited. And the reason I'm too excited is because MSTR is about to report earnings. I'm closing out my short position. I took a small little short position here. I'm up about $2,100. I have 50 shares left, so I barely have anything left as it becomes a little bit more on the oversold side. Again, anytime that Bitcoin sells off, so does MSTR, and we called out this reversal beautifully within our LPP live trading session today. I'm sorry, our LPP chat today. So post all my updates. Not only do I trade live with them every morning for at least 1 hour every morning, but I also just post updates of what I'm paying attention to and kind of my thought process of what I see going on with the market. So again, if you ever want to watch me trade live, it's the second link in the description down below. It literally breaks down to $1.35 a day. If you ever want to join, you can sign up today and watch me trade live as soon as tomorrow. So anyone else just super excited? Like, no? Is it just me? Let me see a show of hands. Let me post this on Instagram because we, of course, so let me close out the short first. I wanted you guys to see closing out my last 50 shares. Obviously, MSTR can tank after it reports earnings. I do not know, right? I've said it many times. I love shorting MSTR when the opportunity presents itself. I love trading overbought reversals, but my job is also to manage risk as a trader. This is why I don't carry short overnight and I don't carry the position into a time that all of a sudden MicroStrategy can skyrocket. So I would rather wait, see if an opportunity presents itself, and then take advantage of it when I can manage and mitigate my risk. It would be nearly impossible to manage my risk after market hours because we don't know how quick it's going to push up or push down, and you could only trade with limit orders, not with market orders during extended hours. So again, I'm choosing to play it safe. You don't have to. You're an adult. You can do whatever it is that you want. It doesn't influence nor affect me. But let me go ahead and post this on Instagram. Make sure you guys smash that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. And let me post this real quick. So if you guys want to say what's up to Instagram, say something in the live chat. So you do have to be subscribed to the channel to partake in that live chat, but you're welcome to say something right now and you will come out on my Instagram. So hello, yo. All right, ready? 3, 2, 1. All right, we are live on YouTube. MSTR is set to report earnings in just a few minutes after the market closes. We have people tuning on in. If you guys want to join and watch the fun, right now it's currently trading at 333. We'll see if we go sub 300, or again, maybe it could go to highs of $400 per share. If you want to watch it together, it's a free live stream. Just click the link and we'll see you there. All right, appreciate you guys. Thank you. You guys will see yourselves on Instagram in just a few minutes. So here we go. Ready? We are live. Oh. We are live. Big push on MSTR. Just so you guys can see, position is fully closed. Looks like the market is pushing up right before the close. Love to see it. What I would really like to see is, I would like to see MSTR push up to highs of 400. I know you guys have to understand, like, MSTR crashing does mean nothing because I'm not in an open short position, and I'm not going to be. I'm not going to take a position, and if I would, it would be a very small position. I was gonna gamble it with you guys and be like, hey, I'll put like $10,000 and we'll see what MSTR does. I'm still indecisive about it, but we'll see. All right. You guys can hear me and see me okay, right? Get that one lucky share. Gamble 5K. Okay, we'll consider it. All right, here we go. Posting it. We are live. All right. Okay, we have MSTR here. Getting it ready as it's set to report earnings, right? Perfect. We have the overall forecast of negative 12 cents per share and expected revenue to be 123 million. Imagine that. Imagine a company worth $85 billion produces a loss every single quarter. Not just that, but 112 million in revenue. 123 million is what it's expected to produce. Oh man. Too good. So really excited to see maybe it can pull something out of its hat when it comes down to why it's going to be so attractive. I'm excited to see what pops up and how the market digests MSTR's earnings. So you guys ready? Okay. Let me turn on some. Oh, I can't turn on music because we're monetized here. Dang it. It's not moving. It's gonna. It reports after the market closes, so we have to wait till after the market closes for it to move. All right, you guys ready? We have less than 2 minutes left. Let's do a poll real quick. Let's do a really quick poll. So in the live chat, you guys can partake. There we go. All right. And we are good to go. You guys ready? Are we going to hit $300 per share, or are we going to push up to $400 per share? What can MicroStrategy report that exceeds market's expectation? Are they going to, with the new accounting rule, be able to properly report? I think it's nearly $18 billion that they are up on their unrealized gain. So we'll see. Or are we going to go up to $400? Here goes. Market is officially closed, just so you guys could see. No open position on MSTR. I'm going to wait for the market to react. Positive or negative, we're here to take it as whatever it is that presents itself, right? Good and the bad. You guys ready? I appreciate you guys tuning on in. Hopefully we're on your thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and let's see what the market thinks. I have BTC on my second screen over here, so I'm just going to keep an eye on how they influence or impact one another, and I'll make sure that I share it with you guys. So remember, for those that are not aware, MicroStrategy is a publicly traded stock that trades under the ticker MSTR. It did a new rebrand today, so it's now known, or going to be known as Strategy, so super innovative. But all it does is, imagine this. You have a publicly traded company for pretty much 35 years. And imagine it being so shitty that all you begin to do is, instead of selling software, as that was your original business, now all you do is you borrow against your shares and you buy Bitcoin. To me, it sounded like a Hail Mary, but obviously it's a Hail Mary that has paid off. No question about that so far. What happens when Bitcoin begins to crash? That's, again, what we're here to find out. And how does Wall Street like what is about to be reported? Because, again, you can hype up a stock any way you want, but if a company does not deliver, then the markets will react. So is it going to deliver enough that Wall Street reacts in a positive way, or that it reacts in a negative way? We're here to find out, okay? MSTR to 1,000. I like that. Just like GameStop was supposed to go to 1,000. Let's see it. Let's get a round of applause. Just kidding. I don't even drink anymore. I just have it in my wine wall. Bought a bottle of Ace just to celebrate. Won't go anywhere. You don't think so? You think it's going to be flat? I don't think so. I think MSTR is set to really react after it reports earnings today. I know there's a few people that were commenting that were saying MSTR doesn't care about earnings. MSTR, it doesn't matter what MSTR cares about. It's what Wall Street cares about, right? And if we look at the little setup that we have here with investing.com, there's at least 12% of downside. The quick little analysis, we got analyst targets. Some people are saying 524, but it's hit lows of 212. So we have yet to find out the way that it's going to trade. Here we go. Here we go. Is it going to report soon? Is it going to report in 5 or 10 minutes? Let's see. We're just waiting for it to report. What do you guys think? It looks like 60% of you are saying that it's going to go sub $300 per share. MSTR is currently at $337. Here it goes. Wait, it's coming up. It's reporting. Oh. It doesn't know what to do. Let's be careful here. We'll start off light. Watch out for a fake out. Down 50% or down 0.5%. Let's see if it pushes up. Bitcoin trying to push. Bitcoin trying to push up. Has it reported yet? I don't see it on my side. Do you guys see it on yours? 420 tomorrow, 500 by Friday. I like that. No way. It's going to wait a whole hour after the market closes. Entertaining you guys for an hour? No way. What's going on here? Just a lot of aftermarket volatility. Here we go. Did Ricky disclose his loss on MSTR this week? I went on Instagram and didn't see crap. If you are part of our group or have watched any of our live trading sessions, you would know that a big focus this week was not shorting MicroStrategy as, Palantir and Google and AMD reported earnings. It's just been a different focus. Yesterday, took no trades. Today, I did take a trade. Do you guys want to see? You want to see how much? Let's compare. Let's have fun. What was your name? Begabil, because you beg. Let's compare. Who made more? You this month or me today? Let's see. Let's compare. Oh, shoot. Oh, dang it. Wait, what? What does that say? Position close, $16,294. Ah, dang. Wait. How much did I lose today on MSTR? Oh, dang. I made 2,000 on MSTR today? Oh, shoot. Oh, dang it. How much? Your turn. How much? How much? Come on now. You can't be shy. If you're going to talk your crap, you can't get mad if I talk it too. Right? Come on now. A measly 500. Hey, if you made 500, you made 500. I like that. I'm not here to hate, right? At any green dollar amount, one trading, I'm all for it. My big thing is you trying to talk crap about me trying to hide my MSTR position. It's ask any LPP trader. Did I trade MSTR this week? Nope. Again, if you want to talk your shit, please talk it. Just be ready to take it back, right? Easy. I don't care if you made $10 today, $50, $100, or $100,000. Green is green. That's our job, right? Different traders trade with different dollar amounts, which yield different returns. I celebrate our traders that make $100 just as much as those that make 1,000. Right? It's all about progress. We're all in different stages. But if you're gonna come on here and try to talk shit and try to make me look bad, brother, I will remind you that I make in a day what you make in your best month ever. Okay? Nothing moving so far. Oh no. My keyboard. You guys like my jersey? Look at that. Look at that. Oh my goodness. I just realized I ordered the wrong jersey. I literally just put it on. I kid you not. Holy crap. You guys are going to troll on me because of that. This was not the jersey I intended to buy. I thought I had a Yamal. What the heck is that? I literally know one player. One second. I need to find a charger for my... Bro. I don't think you guys understand. I did not order. I'm going to check my order now and double check. Because I got the other one. The other one was the Amal one. Let me double check. I am pissed. Oh, shoot. Nope, yep, I got the Yamal one. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. You look like... Oh, no. Now I don't even want to look this guy up. What's his name? I guess I should just look at the back of my shirt, right? I look like him? Just because he has a pinhead like me? Pinhead Larry? Pinhead Ricky? What's that dude's last name? He's Polish, right? That's Lewandowski. Oh, shit. Oh, shoot. Yeah. All right. Hey. Oh, my cousin's going to crack up. I literally was telling him, oh, yeah, I got the Yamal jersey. I told him I had got 2 jerseys, this being one of them. All right. It seems like he's a good player because you guys are all saying that he's good. Maybe I'll keep it then. But I definitely... Right, that young kid, Yamal, he just pops up all over my TikTok. Kid's a beast. I've heard that if you're from Real Madrid, you guys don't like him, right? You guys don't like please don't get mad at me. This team is Barcelona, right? That's what, yeah, it's just Barcelona. That's just what it is. Okay. They hate each other. But didn't Barcelona just win like a whatever tournament that was? So I saw that little kid, Yamal, he was holding a he was holding a trophy. I don't think Barcelona was holding a trophy. Real Madrid, that's what it is. Wait, Real Madrid, is that what Cristiano Ronaldo used to play for? Yeah. How do you feel about IPOs? I personally don't trade them. I know that there's a strategy of trading IPOs. It's kind of just like a momentum play of if it's bound to be a breakout and a good IPO, right? Obviously, not all of them are, but to play the breakout, to play with the momentum, and then take profits. There's a lot of volatility during IPOs. There's a statistic that I would encourage you to look into. It says, statistically speaking, it was like 80% of IPOs are up 6% within the first day. And then it says nearly 70% of those same IPOs are down like 7% from the time that they IPO'd. So it pretty much just highlights that there's a lot of hype within the first few weeks of an IPO. And then once that hype fades, reality sinks in, and then there's corrections. So I'm not a fan of IPOs. Just because I don't do something, I never like to encourage people not to do it. I just like to explain to you my why, right? But obviously there's a lot of different ways on how to make money in this market. And if trading IPOs is your edge and your focus, so be it. I don't want to be, who am I to tell you that you should not? You're an adult, you pursue whatever edge you think you see value in. And yeah. So it's strategy. Yeah. So now it's just tragedy, because that's what I'm going to call it. Because, MicroStrategy just changed its name to strategy. So I'm just going to change it to tragedy, because it's not a micro tragedy anymore. It's tragedy. Pretty easy, right? No reaction. So sad. No, earnings are not out yet. Earnings are not out yet for, whoa. Oh. Wait. They are out. Here we go. This is how MSTR is reacting? No, they're out. They missed huge. Earnings per share, they were expected to lose 12 cents per share. They lost $3.20 per share. Their projected revenue was expected to be 123 million. They came in shy of 121. Earnings surprised by negative 2,500. Trying to push up. I'm going to short it. I'm going to go in light. Dude, what the heck? Get out of here. Please do not copy me. I never do what I'm doing just because I'm doing it. I'm going to go in light. I'm just going to go in with 50 shares short. I'm going to try to get filled up here. So just 50 shares short. That's all I have right now. Why does the report say February 4th? That's just the date that investing.com has. I don't know why it says that, but they were wrong on when it was supposed to be released. There is an earnings call I know that is supposed to be out at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. What trading platform do you use? I use Webull. The link is in the description down below. It's the 5th link in the description down below. If you want to download it and use my link, you don't have to, but if you do use my link and have a initial deposit of at least $5, you'll get some free stocks just for signing up. Nothing. How do you trade after hours though? You trade with a limit order. So limit order, shares, and then you turn on extended hours. Please, if you're new to trading and you've never traded after market hours, I don't think trading MicroStrategy when it just reported earnings is going to be the safest. Right now, it looks like they're going to have an earnings call in the next 40 minutes. I wouldn't be surprised if he shares something that hypes up the stock. It pushes it up a little bit. Please do not put yourself in a position in which you cannot tolerate. So when it's extended hours, you can't use market orders. You could only use limit orders. So please understand that. You control your entry and your exit with the exact price. And you need to know how to work that quickly, especially with a lot of volatility. It's just not going to be the safest play to be trading during extended hours for your first time. Hope that you're okay with that. Hope that you understand why I'm sharing that with you. Ricky, will you be streaming the earnings call? I'm not. Dude, I wish. I have a buddy that's visiting from Spain. He's actually an influencer that is based out of there. It's nothing to do with the finance space. He's just a guy that I met when I was over there, and he was a really nice guy. He wanted to come visit Arizona, and he's going to be staying at one of my Airbnbs that I own out here in Arizona. So I told him that I would meet him there and just say hello. I haven't seen him in like 4 to 5 years. So I do apologize, but I made these commitments before I knew of MS. I'm going to message him and be like, hey, man, I know that you flew 12 hours to be here, but just wait for me. MicroStrategy is about to report its earnings call. Too funny. All right. Dang it, dude. Nothing. It's trying to push up. I hope it does. Come on. If I can get in at, what would that be at? 350, 360 per share. Can there be enough hype to cause it to run up? That's crazy to report such terrible earnings and your company still just stays afloat. Is that a crazy world we live in? Hey, if GME could pump up the way that it did, why can't MicroStrategy? MicroStrategy does buy a lot of Bitcoin, right? Yep, earnings call today is at 5 p.m. Eastern time. Dang it. Respect for protecting newbie traders, bro. Of course. I hope that you guys, and again, I know I have a distasteful way. Trust me, I've gotten a lot of emails about it of people not liking the way that I speak about MicroStrategy. They think it's disrespectful and all that stuff. And I've been told the same thing about when I talked about GameStop during that whole pump. I get it. If you are an investor that invested in MicroStrategy at $50, $100, shoot, even $200, I'm not talking to you when I make these videos. I'm talking to the people that are being convinced to buy MicroStrategy when it was at $400 or $500. How could you ever convince a beginner trader to buy into the hype of a stock that has not only no fundamental ground to be there, but also We know that it's a pump. If you look at the history of MicroStrategy, right, it doesn't take much due diligence. The last time that MicroStrategy pumped was during the last Bitcoin rally. We can pull it up and see it here on the week, right? We can date back to 2000 and what is this, 21, 2020 to 2022, right? The pump and the dump. What happened to MicroStrategy? Well, during that same timeline, 2020, 2021, and then the dump, 2022, right? It's not rocket science. It went from $131 to lows of $15. This is why I make the videos that I do. I don't need you to agree with me. I don't, right? Everyone has different intentions. They have different ways they might want to approach the market. But our job, for those that have been here for a while, is to make beginners aware of the risk. And if you make them aware and they still decide to trade something or invest in something, then that's their own fault, right? That's the risk that they're willing to take. I don't want to call it their own fault. I'm saying that, well, they made a more informed decision. So if you highlight all of the risk of like, hey, this thing might come crashing down if Bitcoin crashes. The last time Bitcoin crashed, so did MicroStrategy. And if you highlight that and they're still okay with buying into it, that's the informed decision that they decided to make, and they have every right to, right? But that is why, I've said it so many times. I said it during the whole GameStop movement. I said it during the whole SMCI, AI boom. And I'm saying it again with MicroStrategy. I don't need to be right. I'm not saying that MicroStrategy has to come crashing down today, because that's not the case. As long as Bitcoin is still bullish, MicroStrategy has an environment to do well in. Not really do well, but like to stay afloat. But as soon as Bitcoin begins to fall apart, as it always tends to do, then MicroStrategy will also follow, right? And I just think beginners should be aware. So overall, I've really enjoyed, I don't think I've had this much fun shorting a stock in a really long time. We understand the high points. We understand the low points. We know when to open up short, and we know when to take profits. We know when to open up short, and we know when to take profits, right? It's a very simple setup. We close out our shorts every day, and we make our money, and we bounce, right? There's nothing more to it. It's not personal. I do sometimes get a little bit more personal in the comments section, but I love to trigger these trolls, right? It's so easy. They get so offended. Because, I get it. I would be mad too if I was bag holding a stock that for the past 73 days has lost 37% of its value. I would be mad too. Trust me, I would. So I get that feeling, but you can't say that, it's nothing else other than just your emotions, your inability to control your emotions, right? MSTR is going up. I know. Look at that. Turn on extended hours, 100 shares short. Just going to stay light just so you guys could see where we're at. We're at 200 shares, average purchase price, 338. I've closed out my short that I had right before the market closed. I was up about 2,100, so I've given back about 309, 350 so far. And then on PLTR, again, a lot of people got really offended when I talked about PLTR being overvalued or overhyped up. I even said, I was like, hey, PLTR is obviously super bullish. It's great. It's not worth 230 billion. I don't care what you tell yourself or what it is. It's not worth that, but I get it. The hype is there, right? People got so offended. You would have thought that I called their mother a bad name or something. They took it so personal. How dare you? They're like, short it if you're so confident. I said, all right, bet. So I shorted it. Not bad, right? And I didn't just short it. I shorted it with $500,000. Made 16.2K. And then when I was done shorting it, I went long on it. Some would say I made PLTR my little today. That's all, right? And we make that money and we bounce and we close out the trade. Nothing personal. Just you see an opportunity, you take advantage of it. Close your long. Nice. Congrats on your position. Everything is overvalued right now. To some degree. Some are much more overvalued than others, of course. Better off shorting the US dollar than the biggest Bitcoin reserve. No, I don't think so. I've made pretty good money shorting MSTR. But again, if you want to continue to hold the biggest Bitcoin reserve, MicroStrategy, be my guest. If you're okay with the risk, it doesn't affect me. Did you buy AMD? I didn't. No, I was thinking about it. It had a really nice recovery, but I did not trade it today. Saw the lows, a lot of consolidation, the break of resistance here. So that's when it actually began to show signs of progress. It was a nice 3% run, but I didn't have it within me to want to go long on it. There's too much going on. My focus on PLTR, that was my main focus for today. Maybe a lot of other people like trading a lot of different stocks all at once. I'm not that person. I like to focus on one stock at a time, right? I'm not special. I like to be micro-focused. Get it? Micro-focused on MicroStrategy. Get it? No. Dad joke. But yeah, there's a lot of different factors that could influence one specific stock, yet alone having multiple different trades at once. I'm not a fan of that. But again, that's how I choose to trade. You don't have to. Adding another 33K to MSTR short. Okay. Did earnings come out? What is your strategy when trading? I focus on overbought reversals. It's not a strategy. I'm not going to pretend that it's like, oh, MicroStrategy. Like when MicroStrategy says, I have a strategy. No, they don't. They buy Bitcoin. There's no strategy there. They're not AI driven. They buy Bitcoin with money that they borrow against their shares. So what's my focus with MSTR? Very simple. Let me explain it to you in just a few seconds. I wait for MSTR to rip up to $400 where it continuously shows signs of a resistance. Once it becomes so overbought and begins to show signs of lack of progress on the upside, I wait for this overbought reversal to show signs of a descending setup, right? That's on the much larger time frame. But overall, we let it rip up, and when it becomes overbought, we short it on the way down once we have confirmation. The past 2 days ago is not a good example because this was incredibly bullish. So this is actually when I had a red day because MicroStrategy only kept pushing up. So there's days like this that you really do have to wait for true confirmation. But then there's days like this where it rips up, becomes overbought, and then there begins to be lower lows, lower highs, and there's a huge reversal setup. And it does this pretty often. It pushes up, it comes crashing right back down, right? Pushes up, it comes crashing right back down. So being able to play with the highs and short it into the lows, that's all I do. It's nothing special. I just have a very simple setup, a very simple focus. And just like right now, I think MicroStrategy can push up. And let me say this very clear. I do believe MicroStrategy can push up when it begins its earnings call because I believe that Michael Saylor will say anything to cause the stock price to go up because he needs it to go up, because he needs it for investors to continue to want to invest their money into MicroStrategy where he can then dilute investors. That's the part that I do not understand why people are so passionate about MicroStrategy. When, if you really like Bitcoin, which again, I'm not a big fan of, but if you really like Bitcoin as the asset, buy Bitcoin. Buy it. Buy the asset itself. Bitcoin, ultimately, right? It just recently made new highs of 109, right? That was just a few days ago. That was on January 20th. MicroStrategy has not made new highs. You guys are aware of that, right? MicroStrategy has not been able to get even close to $548 per share. Why? Because Michael Saylor continues to do more share offerings. Look into it. He begins and continues to dilute investors, borrow against those investors at 0% interest, and then uses that money to buy Bitcoin. He does it to enrich himself and his company, and for active and current investors, they are diluted by more shares being offered and therefore making their shares less valuable. That's all. Very simple. You can say, you know what would have been very impressive today? If Michael Saylor actually announced some new plan to not dilute investors. No one cares about a new name. No one cares about what color your logo is. Like, that's the part that I find to be so laughable. For a CEO, you have all these super impressive CEOs like Elon Musk, like, Tim Cook, Jensen from NVIDIA. You have all these CEOs that are very impressive, that are, very focused on what their company is doing. They would never care to talk about the company's logo because it's insignificant to a billion or trillion-dollar company. MicroStrategy has nothing going for it. It depends solely on its investors to borrow against them and Bitcoin's price action. Because without that, it is nothing. MicroStrategy has no strategy. I'm a big believer that if you want to invest in an asset, invest in it. This is a company. It's not an ETF. It is not labeled as an ETF, nor is it an ETF. It can call itself, it can identify as whatever it wants to, but it's not, right? Very, very simple. And it's crazy how people originally were trying to fight that. I've had a handful of people reach out and say, Ricky, I decided to close out my MSTR short. I didn't understand how much Michael Saylor was diluting investors. Look at their most recent vote, where Michael Saylor announced how many shares they're going to offer or they can offer to. It's crazy. It's absolutely insane. Michael Saylor speaks in 26 minutes. Let's see the impact. Yep. Should be interesting. Michael Saylor is either the greatest or the biggest he can't be both. Michael Saylor is doing, and I've said this before, Michael Saylor is doing everything he can to make the most amount of money. And he is technically doing it in a legal way. He is. He's made it very clear he plans to not sell Bitcoin or any of their holdings. I don't think any of that is wrong. But I know investors are going to turn against him because I know Bitcoin is going to pull back. MSTR's average purchase price as of now is 64,000 and it's only going up. That means that if Bitcoin pulls back 40%, MSTR would be break even. Now MSTR at that point has nothing going for it. What do you think will happen if Bitcoin sells off 40%? What's going to happen to MSTR's price? It's like, I think this is the part that it can put Bitcoin as a whole in a lot of trouble. Just like 4 years ago, during the Sam Bankman-Fried FTX movement, when a big domino falls, a lot of other things will crumble behind it because of it. I hope not. I can't say that I hope not. I'm ready to short it. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to pretend to not want to short MSTR even more. But it's sad that retail traders are so blind to the risk. That's the part that I think is the most bothersome about this. Some people really do believe, based off of messages that I've seen and people's posts, they think MicroStrategy is going to be the most valuable company that's ever been traded. You know what I think Michael Saylor is? Just my opinion. I think Michael Saylor is a guy that had a struggling company, and it's been struggling for years, 2010, all of this, right? All of this, trading at pennies on the dollar comparison to now. That its business was not growing. He got bored, he got tired, and he was like, you know what? My company is so shitty. I'm just going to do what I did back in the year 2000, and begin to borrow against our shares and buy Bitcoin. He went for a Hail Mary. And it paid off. He bought Bitcoin. He started buying Bitcoin in 2020. He made a video about it, right? And then as Bitcoin began to take off, so did MicroStrategy's price. Bitcoin began to crash, so did MicroStrategy's price. Bitcoin in 2023 began to take off, so did its price. Once Bitcoin begins to tank, so will MicroStrategy. It's not rocket science. It's just it is what it is, right? That's all. Do you go live in your Discord every day? If so, around what time? I go live every morning at market open is when I trade live. So I don't go live on Discord. It's kind of like this. It's a live stream like this on YouTube, but it's a private session. So it's only my LPP members that can watch it. So every morning at market open, I trade live with them. When Bitcoin begins to tank, he thinks people will hold through the bear cycle. Comments like that make no sense to me. What do you mean he thinks people will hold when Bitcoin begins to tank? Correct? People will panic sell and begin to sell, and more people will get margin called and be forced to sell. What do you mean? You think everyone can just sell at once? Well, no. There has to be people buying, right? It's simple. Again, but if you're so confident that MicroStrategy is the next Bitcoin reserve, buy it with every penny that you have. Put your money where your mouth is, right? That's simple. If it's so bullish, buy more of it. Talk is cheap, right? I short it every day. I close out my shorts to manage and mitigate my risk, but I almost try to short it every day because every day there's some form of significant pullback. Not every day, right? Because then there was 2 days ago a really strong bull run as NASDAQ market recovered after the whole Mexico and Canada shenanigans, but every day, right? But you don't plan to trade, right? MicroStrategy. You plan to buy and hold because it's the greatest investment to have ever lived. It's the ultimate money glitch. Easy. Real Madrid about to get eliminated. Have you been shorted since $10? Since it was $10? I wasn't even aware of what MicroStrategy was until it hit $500 per share. I made a video about it. The first day I became aware of what it was. My videos uploaded on YouTube. And that's the beautiful thing. I upload my videos on YouTube every day, 2 every day. So you can feel free to go back and watch it. And I talked about when I began to learn more about it. And since then, I began carrying to short MSTR. And I didn't short it the entire way, right? Because I don't carry my positions overnight. But there were a lot of days where, again, it pushed up, shorted it, ripped it down, shorted it into the sell-off, shorted it into the sell-off, and I've been enjoying it. It's made me a lot of money. XRP is the next reserve. Oh boy. What about Mara? I think Mara is a copycat of MSTR. I think Mara is a great example of that. Just look at the history of all of these companies. Have you guys seen them? Mara is a copycat of MicroStrategy that buys Bitcoin. The funny thing is that Mara, just like many other pump and dumps, will jump into, what do you want to call them, a fad? Whatever's popular to be done during that time, they pump and they dump. They pump and they dump. They pump and they dump. Companies like this, companies like MSTR, will do anything and everything other than run a successful company. They will jump and try to do anything other than actually do something that is what people want to actually invest in. They're just trendy, hyped up bullshit companies. But MicroStrategy was one of the first ones to do it. So you have to give credit where it's due, kind of, right? Stock isn't moving. In 18 minutes, MicroStrategy is set to have an earnings call where Michael Saylor will be talking a little bit more about what's to come for MicroStrategy. I would assume that that is where a lot of the volatility is going to present itself. Like I told you guys, I do have to be somewhere at 3 o'clock. I have someone visiting out of the country that I'm actually supposed to meet at one of my rentals because they're going to be staying at my Airbnb. So what else do we have here? You would have made more money longing MSTR. Clay, I don't think you understand. Like, listen to the words that are coming out of my mouth. I wasn't aware of MicroStrategy until it was at $500 per share. Trust me, I've gone long on bullshit stocks. I've gone long on GME. I've gone long on AMC. But once the hype is over, you have to accept it. And then you go short. Again, ask yourself a simple question. If you've been holding MicroStrategy the whole time, ask yourself, if MicroStrategy is so great, why have you lost money in the past 77 days? Why are you down 37% in the past 77 days? It's not rocket science, brother. You would not make more money going long on MicroStrategy now than you would back then. You are correct. During this bull run, when it was bullish and Bitcoin was pushing up, yes. Come on. You can't be that dumb. Right? It's common sense, but you need to accept, just like when GME stopped pumping and when the hype was over, you got to know when to take profits. That is why we call them MicroStrategy bag holders. Simple, right? But again, if you think, Clay, that MicroStrategy is such a great company, please continue to buy it. Do it. I'm not going to be here to convince you not to. I'm here to talk about the risk that I see behind it, but you're right, it's just my opinion. It's just based off of what I've formulated from what I've understood of MicroStrategy, its business, and its history. That's all. It's not what I hope it does, it's just what it's done in its past. But if I can be completely wrong, you are correct. Maybe MicroStrategy will be the most valuable company that's publicly traded. You're right. There is a possibility. Sure. If that's what gets you out of bed, so be it. You're an adult. You can do whatever it is that you want. Simple. Snooze missing it before $500. Homeboy. There's a ton of companies I've missed out on. What does that have to do with anything? This conversation's insane. Oh, well, you didn't buy Bitcoin at $10? You bought it at 10,000, idiot. Dude. I am in awe of how stupid these Reddit bag holders are. They will say anything to convince and minimize their inability to accept that MicroStrategy is over, that it is losing more money than it is making, that it is, if you want to call it an ETF, it is a decaying ETF. Crazy, absolutely insane. But again, let's see if we get a nice little push up today. We can close out the short here. Where are we at? Pretty much break even, so let's close it out, put that limit order, include extended hours, buy to cover. All right, I reduced it just by 150 shares, so I'm going to leave a remaining 150. So that's about $50,000, okay? I'm going to leave $50,000 so far. I'll keep you guys up to date via trade ideas. if you're part of my LPP Discord. If not, I'll post updates via Instagram when I see to be fit. I wish you guys nothing but the best. If there's an opportunity that presents itself, I know there's a handful of you traders that are waiting to possibly go long on MSTR because you think that it might pump, which is a possibility, right? As a trade opportunity, as a day trade opportunity, I 100% see that edge. Some people are getting ready to short it. Maybe it'll pump and then quickly correct itself. Whatever it might be, remember, our job is to show up, identify an opportunity, take risk to reward ratios into consideration, make that money, and bounce. That's it, right? We have nothing else to focus on, no hope, no emotions. We don't get offended by other people's opinions. I think Clay and a handful of these people are a perfect example of what we strive not to be. If you ever want to remind yourself, what do I not want to be as a trader? It's a bag holder. It's a person that held from $548 per share, thinking that it was actually going to go to $1,000 per share, and you're still holding for dear life at $336 as Michael Saylor continues to dilute every living share out of you. And there's a reason why Bitcoin continues to increase in price, but MicroStrategy does not, because it's the ultimate money glitch for Michael Saylor, not for you. Again, if it makes you money, great. But MicroStrategy is not making anyone any money long term. So make that money and bounce. Just my 2 cents. I appreciate your time. I hope that we're under thumbs up. Please consider subscribing. And like you've seen so many times before, I trade live every single morning right at market open. If you ever want to tune on in to watch me trade live as soon as tomorrow, I have a little discount link in the description for you. It's the second link in the description down below. It's $200 off for LPP 2.0. And again, it's a one-time payment, lifetime access. And if you like what you saw today, you would be able to get to watch me trade live every single day right at market open. So again, second link in the description down below. It breaks down to $1.35 per day whenever it is that you feel like you are ready. And if not, hopefully you can just consider subscribing and dropping a thumbs up. Like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, team.